I just finished the East Blue arc, and I figured what better way to cap off that experience of watching the first 61 episodes of One Piece than going through all of the East Blue arcs and ranking them. Of course, just a quick disclaimer before we jump in. I'm someone who's watching through One Piece for the first time, so if you're someone who's seen 1,000+ episodes, you'd probably rank these differently, I would imagine, as I would guess there'd be characters in these that you see again in the future episodes that obviously I don't have a awareness of what their storyline fully is yet. Go ahead and definitely leave a comment down below of your rankings of all of the 8 East Blue arcs. And if you like this style of video, let me know that as well. Be on the lookout tomorrow for a video of my East Blue characters rankings. And if you are interested in checking out my reactions to episodes 1 through 61 of One Piece, those are also available on my Patreon, which you can find the link for down in the description below. All right, we're starting off strong with Arlong Park. We're gonna do these in alphabetical order, by the way. Arlong was a great villain. Arlong Park is the arguably one of the strongest, one of my personal favorites of the entire East Blue arc. It's really the backstory about Nami's upbringing, her sister and her mother, if I'm remembering correctly. I think Arlong Park is gonna have to... I'm going to put it at A for now, although, I don't know. I don't honestly see myself putting anything in D, because I think I liked each of these enough to put them at least at C or higher. And I do think I might move some of these around right off the bat. Gosh, that Arlong Park is probably going to end up at S now that I think about it. We'll leave it at A for now, and then we'll see what we've got at the end, and maybe we'll move some stuff around. Also, the Arlong Park arc is Sanji's first real adventure with the crew after the Baratie arc, which is what we're going to be ranking as the next arc. And also for Usopp, it's a great arc because it's the arc where he kind of, I don't know, grows out of his cowardice, more or less. Like he becomes a real member of the crew when he's doing his little side mission during a couple of the episodes. So I'm going to put Arlong Park on A for now. Okay, Baratie is up next. This is the arc, of course, where we meet Sanji. He's the cook on this ship. Lots of funny characters in this arc, if I recall. Redfoot Zeph, a really impactful character. I don't think I personally... I don't know. Nami and Sanji's backstory, I really enjoyed both of those. I'm not sure which one I would rank higher. I think I felt like I liked Nami's just a little bit more. But the arc as a whole, I thought was very strong. I'm going to put this... Man, now that I'm looking at everything on here, I'm like, these are, I think, my 2 favorite arcs. So now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I gotta go Arlong Park on S. And I'm gonna actually put Baratie on S as well. I don't know if those are hot takes or not. Like I said, I've only seen 61 episodes of One Piece and have, you know, relatively little knowledge on everything that comes after those 61 episodes. So I'm just doing this in terms of how much I enjoyed the arcs. I'm going Arlong Park and Baratie on S. The Redfoot Zeph storyline, especially with, you know, Sanji like vowing to never let a hungry person go hungry and making them a meal. I like Sanji's character a lot, and so I'm going to put Baratie on the S tier with Arlong Park. Okay, Buggy's Crew Adventure Chronicles. Now, this one was only 2 episodes in the anime, and I believe it's like maybe 5 or 6 issues in the manga, although don't quote me on that. I personally would not rank this one very high. First of all, it's only 2 episodes, so you feel like you can't get too attached to it or like, you know, enjoy it what it is for a long period of time. Kabaji, I think, was the name of the little guy in the chest that Buggy ran into. He's like trying to recollect his parts.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't know. Looking at all of these, I think I have to rank this one the lowest. Like I said, I don't think anything goes in the D tier because I am loving the show. I am really enjoying, you know, the crew's vibes and dynamics with one another, especially Zoro. He's probably my favorite character, and Luffy's a close second. And also because Buggy's Crew Adventure Chronicles didn't feature really any of those characters. It's literally just about Buggy and Kabaji on this island, and you're like, okay, well, what does this have to do with the main story? So... you know, not a bad tale for as short as it is, but it's going in the C tier, and it will likely be my lowest on this list. As someone who is watching through One Piece for the first time, it seems like a lot of these arcs kind of function secondarily as a backstory for one of the main characters. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Loguetown is not so much that. It's really the story of them going back to this place, I believe, where Captain Roger was executed. And then we meet Captain Smoker, I think was his name. And he seems like he's going to be an important character in the show. There was a kind of a sketchy guy or something, like his name was Dragon, I think. And I had a lot of questions about him, and I feel like not many of them got answered. So I would assume he's also probably going to be, a bigger role in the later parts of this show. I liked Loguetown. I thought it was probably, I don't know, a little short, so I don't feel as attached to it as some of these other ones. I don't know. I'll put it at B, I guess. I didn't particularly love Loguetown. And I also get the sense, though, of all of these arcs, it has the most probably connection, if I had to guess, to what comes after. So I could see people who have seen, 1,000+ episodes of One Piece being like, how can you not like Loguetown? It's like where everything starts. And for me, I'm like, well, I have so many questions about Loguetown, and I didn't feel super connected to the story. So I'm going to put it at B, and I feel pretty good about that. Orangetown is other than Romance Dawn, kind of what kicks us all off. I liked Orangetown. I'm going to go probably the A tier. If I recall, this is a lot of the Buggy storyline early on. And as someone who had never seen One Piece before, I was like, this is the bad guy we're worried about? Buggy? But it grew on me. It definitely grew on me over time. And it created what I would probably say is like a solid foundation for the rest of this show and understanding the character of Luffy pretty well. So Orangetown's going to go on the A for me. Romance Dawn. Okay. This one's tough because I feel like in the context of the entire East Blue arc, or maybe just the entire One Piece saga as a whole, these 3 episodes really are what starts it off. They make you understand who the character of Luffy is, what his goals are, what he's pursuing. This relationship with Shanks is really foundational in those first 3 episodes as to why it is Luffy wants to be the king of the pirates. I think because it's only 3 episodes, I have a hard time putting it on the S tier, but I think it definitely deserves a spot on the A. And now I'm just trying to figure out, does this go above Orangetown or below Orangetown for me? I feel more just connected to Orangetown. It was longer. The story is probably like a little more drawn out and fleshed out. But at the same time, Romance Dawn, like I said, it's foundational to the character of Luffy. Gosh, this is a tough one. I think I have to put Orangetown above Romance Dawn, though, just because of the longevity of the episodes. It's only, I think, 3 episodes longer than Romance Dawn, but I did feel more attached to it, and I think overall I enjoyed it more. It's also tough when you're starting a new anime and you don't have an understanding of the world or the power system in the world, and you're like, why is his arm stretching? What's going on? You know what I mean? So I'm going to go Orangetown because I feel like I got a lot more of that information from that arc, and it helped me, settle into place with the rest of the show. Syrup Village is one that I have a hard time ranking only because it felt really long. I thought I liked the story. I didn't dislike the character of Usopp. Now, if I was ranking members of the crew, he would probably be 5 out of 5 for me right now. I guess I would do like Zoro, Luffy, Nami, Sanji, Usopp would probably be my list of 5 rankings for them. So the Syrup Village for me is not about one of my favorite characters. It's about kind of the story of Usopp and his love for Kaya and the villain Klahadore, I think I said his name correctly. It's been a while since I've seen those episodes. And also just the build up to the final showdown and the duel between him and the rest of the crew, or I guess at that point, excluding Sanji, it felt long. It felt really long. I don't think the pacing of those episodes is great. And again, I don't feel super connected to the character of Usopp. I think this arc could have easily been half as many episodes, and it would have improved the quality of the arc. So even though it is a backstory arc, which I tend to rank more highly, or, rate more highly, at least in my mind, I'm still going to put it below Loguetown. I didn't connect with Syrup Village as much as I thought I would. And especially in retrospect, like I watched Syrup Village and I was like, okay, that was pretty good. And then I watched, Baratie and Arlong Park, and I was like, oh, those were really good. I liked those a lot. And it almost retrospectively made me not like Syrup Village as much. And last but not least, the Warship Island arc. I don't know why, but I feel like this one gets a lot of hate for some reason. I know it's a filler arc, so take that for what it is. Like, you could end with the end of Loguetown, and you'd be ready to start the next piece of, I think it's the Alabasta, I think is what it's called. You'd be able to start that arc, at the end of Loguetown. You don't need the Warship Island arc. Did I enjoy this arc? I would say I did. I liked the concept of it. The character of Apis, I would say, yeah, she was okay. Not my favorite character or anything like that. But it did connect me emotionally to a character that I had yet to be connected with in this show. Now, don't get me wrong. The backstory for like Sanji is pretty emotionally connecting, especially for Nami is pretty emotionally connecting. And so Apis's journey with the Millennial Dragon and her desire to, bring him to the Lost Island, and then he dies at the Lost Island and is I guess reincarnated as a new baby Millennial Dragon hatching from the egg. The character of Eric I thought was a little bit odd, and especially the character of Commodore Nelson. I was like, what's the point of this character? I don't know. I think I have to put Warship Island. I definitely liked it more than Buggy's Crew Adventure. I don't think it can go up on the B tier, if I'm being honest. I didn't intend for this to be a super even 2-2-2-2 tier system, but I kind of like this. Let me take one last look at it. Just to reiterate, I've got Arlong Park and Baratie at S tier, Orangetown and Romance Dawn on the A tier, Loguetown and Syrup Village on the B tier, and Warship Island and Buggy's Crew Adventure Chronicles on the C tier. I feel pretty good about this. I think if I was going to change anything, I would probably consider swapping around Orangetown and Romance Dawn, or swapping around Syrup Village and Loguetown. But I think the tier that everything's on, I do feel good about. So it said there weren't enough community rankings on this list for there to be like a condensed one of everyone's rankings. So these are just two individual ones. Let's see, this person has Arlong Park and Loguetown on S. Okay, so there's an example. Like, I didn't really connect with Loguetown that much, but this person has it on the S. They have Warship Island on A, interestingly enough, over Romance Dawn and Orangetown. I mean, I can kind of get Syrup Village, but man, I feel like that's really high for the Warship Island arc. But again, something I want to emphasize is like everyone's opinion about these arcs is their own, for what it's worth. And then the other community ranking list that it provides is this one. This one seems a little more familiar to, or similar, I should say, to what mine was. Although they have Romance Dawn on the S, along with Baratie and Arlong Park, which I had on the S as well. They put Buggy's Crew Adventure Chronicles over Orangetown and Loguetown and Syrup Village. I mean, I don't know. This just goes to show that, like, you can watch the same show. You can have 10 people, you can have 100 people watch the same show, and they're going to end up putting an entirely different list together, probably, than the person next to them. Having said that, go ahead and definitely leave a comment down below how you would rank these 8 arcs. And did you like the style of this tier list ranking video? Would you want to see more of them in the future with other One Piece arcs, with One Piece characters? Like I said, I've got the East Blue One Piece characters video rankings coming out tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your day, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this one. Peace.